Hi, my name is Greg Trippy. Um, this video is for the professional dispositions video, and welcome to my classroom. So, I want to talk about some of the dispositions that I possess to be a successful teacher. Um, One thing I think I possess is that I'm very compassionate of what I do, and I really take a understanding of what my students want, what they need in their education. I I like to talk to my students. I like to hear their stories, um, from their learning to even their personal life. I think I take a liking to what they did over the weekend, who their family are. Because being a special ed teacher, I work hand in hand with the parents. That's what you're supposed to do. Um, we I'm constantly in contact with parents, and I'm very compassionate about their lives and stuff and what's going on. Because the one thing in the district that I work in, it's a very low socioeconomic district, and some of these kids come into my classroom is probably some of their best part of the day because I'm not sure what they're going home to, and I want to make this where they feel important. Um, I'm also a big advocate for them, um, certainly for my special needs students who are into extracurricular activities. I always tell them like I want you to guys do things after school, which is really important, I think. So I'll go to a lot of community events. So if they play football or they play basketball or they're in clubs or they're in band or in choir, I like to go to all those concerts. I'll check in some of the clubs if they're either like an anime club or an art club, game club. I will go to them just to check it out, just to say, hey, I think you're important and this is important what you're doing. I always encourage my students to do that kind of stuff. So um, I like being part of the community. I'll go to fundraisers for my school, go to some of the community events. I think that's important. I think it's important to be seen by them because it shows that I care about them. Um, some of the things I would like to work on to grow as an educator, um, self reflection on what I'm teaching, not the like formative assessment, summative assessment, stuff like that, using like data and stuff. But more, I like to um, talk to my colleagues, tell them what I can do to be a better educator, what they are doing, because I have so much support here in my school that I can ask them, and I should use them as a crutch more. Not that I do it now, but I like to even more do that as a crutch because we have some great teachers, some veteran teachers, and I should be learning from them. Also, I should be learning from my students too. I should reflect on how they how they are performing and stuff. I know that's more of like a summative assessment, but they should be able to teach me, and I got to remember that sometimes. Some of the other stuff um, that I would like to be better at is expectations for my students. I should have high expectations for my students. Sometimes I don't have the highest expectations. I say, oh, this person hasn't been here in a while. The student hasn't been here in a while, and I have low expectations. I should have high, realistic expectations for them. Um, Perfect example: um, doing student learning objectives for the state of Ohio and for my district. Student hasn't been around for a while. He got one of my highest grades. Missed 60 days in the year. So again, having those expectations, even I don't think sometimes that they're going to do well, I should have the same expectations for all my students. So I think a student educator, by the way, needs to behave well, look professional, um, be a role model for these students. Um, Being a middle school teacher, certainly like a male. A lot of these students have never had male teachers at this point. That you see more male teachers in the high school, or you start getting a little bit more in the middle school. Definitely not in the elementary, at least in our district. Um, a lot of these students don't have a male model or role model. I mean, um, and I'm hoping that I could be that person sometimes. and just the way I behave, I want them to behave outside of school. And I really think that being a role model is a huge thing for us as teachers. Going on field trips and stuff, certainly when we go to our Washington, D.C. trip, I want them to act like the way I would act. How I'm respectful to my coworkers and how I'm respectful to them, they should show the same respect for their students or for their classmates. So I think that's a big thing. Well, thank you for watching and have a good day.